you know. And I don't be wanting to break the boxes down, but I think I'm gonna have to because there's so many. This closet, it goes 9 feet up to the ceiling, and it's completely full from one side to the other. I'm not complaining, but I'm like, Lord, I gotta find space because I'm starting to feel closed in. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Been waiting on him to say it's okay for me to move to another space. What y'all doing? I've been seeing that y'all president, he been doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. That man, he don't have nothing else better to do. Hey, Mari, what you say? Hey, Buddha Biscuits. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. And my glasses is filthy. Okay. You need to be able to see, Circle. Something. Hold on, y'all. Turning into an old ass lady. It is what it is. I like it. I'll probably start with my grandkids get to doing stuff. Get over here, Buddha Biscuits. Get over here. Listen. Uh what is this? Do y'all go through this? People that wear glasses, y'all go through this same stuff? Like it just be a spot. Oh, Jesus. Whatever. And that is so crazy. Like, what is it? Like streaks or something? Hold on, y'all. Let me get my eyeballs right. Because they not. What is going on here? It's like some oil or something. My greasy still. That might be better. Let's see. Mm-hmm. I didn't used to need these before I met y'all, and now I can't go without them at all. That's crazy. Hey, y'all. Hey, Lanisha. Hey, everybody. Good morning, Sheena. What is y'all doing up? Why is y'all up? Is what I need to be asking. Why y'all not sleep? Mara, you probably working. She not me, you working? Y'all is up, just up doing nothing, huh? Looking at me, look at y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good evening. Oh, it is evening. Good morning, Isabel. Good evening. Okay. You just up. Okay. How was y'all day? You at work? You couldn't sleep? Just got home from work. Oh, you got a newborn? Oh, hi, Tinkerbud. Hi. It's your TT Circa. Get used to this voice, baby. Get used to it. No, I'm just playing. He said, in fact, I wish I was home in my OTP. This part, I did some reading today. It felt really good. And I think I need to start giving God a little bit more time because I am always working, y'all. I'm telling you, I am always, always, always working. Y'all see, I be working when I'm on here with y'all. Then I get off and it be, so it's just like, if that makes any sense, that's how my days have been going, probably for the last year, for real. And I've gotten so used to working so much that, like, I gotta just reel it in. Does that make sense? And I know I say I'm gonna reel it in and then I don't because I'm always working, but I understand how social media can, like, burn you out. I really do. Because it's different. Like, we're not just the regular social media. Like, we do a lot of stuff behind the scenes too. I know. You know what I'm saying? But, because I really be like, why you be so, but what we do over here is not like regular social media. It takes a lot of energy to do what we do. Even for you all to be here, we go through a lot of mental energy every day. Y'all realize that, right? We use a lot of it. We're not just sitting here laughing or talking about people. Like, we're actually using our brains a lot, right? And so if it's not emotional energy, we're and sometimes it be a lot. It be a lot. So I'm just realizing that, like, it felt good just to sit and read today. And I wanted to get on here and show y'all what I read and immediately teach about it or whatever. But I was like, it's okay for you to just read. Because y'all know reading used to be my getaway, used to be my relaxing time. And now just about every time I go to read, I start to think about work, and I gotta retrain my brain. Thank you, Pumpkin. I gotta retrain my brain to, it's okay for you to get knowledge that you're not gonna have to teach on. Does that make sense? Because that's where I'm at right now. Like, I just want to get back to reading because it's fun, and it still is very fun, but my mind instantly goes to class. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just reading to get away. It's like, boom, you could teach this. You're going to probably, this will be good. And you should tell them about this. And I'm like, I could just sit here and read it. I could just sit here and read it. And then too, right, Mari, because this is the thing too, right? Y'all are like my babies. I know some of y'all older than me. Some of y'all old enough to be my little sisters and brothers, but that doesn't matter. From 78, I think our oldest student is, all the way down to 0 months. Y'all are my babies. And I didn't got so used to talking to y'all every day and, checking on y'all mental status and stuff like that and making sure y'all okay, that it's like I be like, they need me, right? But y'all don't. You all are strong. You all are, you know what I'm saying, amazing. And y'all lived however many years before y'all met me, but it's like y'all are my babies. And so then I be like, I need to check, like I check on my kids, like I need to check on y'all, So, but you guys are big grown people, and you guys have amazing books and all kinds of stuff, and it's okay. It's okay. But this is what my baby was telling y'all about when I first met y'all. And she was like, y'all don't know my mom. She'll go, 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 go until she burns herself out. And that is not, she didn't lie. So yeah, I love y'all. I be wanting to make sure y'all right, because we go through a lot of stuff over here. And we address a lot of issues that are quite heavy sometimes, right? We address a lot of issues that kind of tap dance on your heart and can make it tender, or even make you remember some things. And it might be a little heavy, but hopefully we're bringing those things up, processing it, and getting it out, right? That's what we do over here. We gonna talk about it, but we ain't talking about it like 1920s is still going on. I had to pause and take a look. Lost in my romance book for, yeah, right. Right. You see, I done cried a few times in here. Oh, baby, listen. But it's good for the soul, though. Crying is good for the soul. You said, I've been crying a lot. Good. God is letting us release. You said, we also need you at your best. Have your Enoch Moses experience this part. Because y'all want to know how you freaked me out today? Who want to know? It still happens. I was like, I'm going to just take some time. I pick up, so the word that came, that's it. The word that came to my mind was raw. Right? Raw. I was sitting on the toilet. Y'all know that's my thinking space. I was sitting on the toilet and he said, wow. And I'm like, okay. So I went looking up scriptures, YouTube. I went looking up scriptures, and just some different things in all of our books. I had pulled books out and all this old stuff. And then, let me go get it. It's on my bed. And I'm not teaching, but I just want to show y'all what he be doing to me and how it works. And it just be mind-blowing because I had thought about something. But you know what I do love about y'all? I can share all my thoughts with y'all and y'all don't think that crazy. The best thing about it is y'all don't think I'm crazy. Like, we get to let our mind tingle all day over here, and it makes me happy because most of the people I used to talk to, they used to be like this. And I'll be like, you see what I'm saying? They don't have an imagination. They don't think outside of whatever everybody else is talking about. And I used to be like them. Never mind. That's why I just started writing everything down. Whatever I felt, because most people, they don't care about, like Nikki talking about irritated. You hear me? Being married to somebody like that is exhausting. I'm gonna just say that. Being married to somebody that never understand what you be like that. So you get what I'm saying? Yeah, 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 yeah. I hear you. You don't gotta talk to me like that. No, you don't understand, and I know you don't understand. And we gonna have to do this again because you don't understand. It's okay. Never mind. I'll just write it down. I'll just go and write it down. So first of all, let me see, because I got a lot of stickies in here and found it. Okay. Why didn't I put a sticky? Oh, I did. It's up top. That's why I did that. All right, give me a second, y'all. Because I read a whole bunch of stuff. So, who was here? We're going to go backwards. There we go. Because that's going to be a little bit easier. Who was in here yesterday when we was reading about all of Moses' names? You said, no, I am. And he can't add to the combo. It be making your heart sad. Okay. So, I've read a lot. Y'all know that. I showed y'all my books and the books that I had prior to y'all and how raggedy they were, excuse me, from my studies, right? And I know I've seen this before, and I know I read it before, but I didn't remember. I mean, I've read so much, I can't remember it. But y'all, look what I found in one of our favorite books. Before you ask, it's the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? Because I know somebody gonna say, "What book is that?" Look what I found in the deck. You see what that say? The vision of Amram. Who, who, who is Amram, family? Who is Amram? Tell me who Amram is. Do you remember from yesterday who Amram is? Tell me. See how much y'all pay attention. Moses' daddy. Moses' daddy. Remember Amram, Moses' dad. Amram was the one that didn't touch his wife Jochebed. Whole time Jochebed is his auntie. And I'm thinking Miriam married her uncle. Yeah. Crazy, right? So that story is, and then remember it was talking about Kohath. Kohath was his, Moses' great grandfather, right? It was Kohath, Amram, Moses, and Aaron, okay? And then Miriam was in between there somewhere. So, Kohath, his grandfather, he blessed his descendants, but then also Moses' dad had visions. God would speak to him and the angels or whatever come down and tell him about all of this stuff that was going to happen. So it made me think about my kids because I'm a dreamer. My mom is a dreamer. I don't know if my dad was a dreamer. But all of my kids now, some of them dream all the time. Some of them don't dream all the time, but when they dream, it's serious. But all of my kids are dreamers, right? And it's just interesting to see that. I was about to say Noah and Abraham, Moses' dad and granddad all had abilities from from God, you know what I mean, to be able to hear or get information or understand information that other people didn't understand. So I think that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we just think that our gifts are whatever, but what if gifts are in the line? You're a dreamer. Yeah, me too. Right? What if gifts are in the line? In the actual bloodline? What if that is why some people are so obsessed? Because it's not just physical abilities that you pass down to your children. It's not. I believe that it's spiritual gifts and other things too. Yeah. Because think about it. What are the sleep studies for? I know they be for the breathing, but the other ones where they're trying to track the brain waves and stuff like that, you see what I'm saying? And you got to think. You said, what if you marry and both got the same gifts because we became one? Right. And that's true too. That's true too. I do believe in that. I do believe that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You said some people don't dream. I know. Good morning, Markeisha. Good morning. I mean, but think about that, y'all. For real, right? In a sleep study, they're tracking your brain waves and all those different things. They can tell when you're dreaming, um, and whatnot. And now they playing in the brain. So what if, first of all, the whole reason that colored folks, and when I say colored, I mean brown folks of all shades. This is why they always find our bodies without our organs, because they be trying to figure it out. They have to, because y'all ain't taking nobody else's organ. You very rarely hear about white children found without their organs. You always hear about black folks found without their eyes, ears, heart, lungs, tendons, everything. Right? But a lot of black folks don't go in for sleep studies unless they're getting a CPAP. Or they trying to get paid. But for the most part, a lot of black people don't go in for sleep studies. So then how would you be able to measure their brain waves? Right? A lot of folks come up missing and they say, I was in this place and they wouldn't let me out and they kept giving me these shots and every time I wake up and they make them think it's a dream whole time. They got them locked somewhere in a science facility, rugging them up and doing tests on them. He said, get out of my business, because I was looking at the Apple Watch info about sleep for the core rim and weight info and how I slept for 12 hours. Mari, hey! Mm-hmm. It's called the Dead Sea Scrolls, honey. Dead Sea Scrolls. I did show it, though. Anything you missed, you can always look here. But if I get to holding up too many books because I don't have a shopping cart, they be dinging my stuff. It's called the Dead Sea Scrolls. Mm-hmm. He said, just was watching some of these movies. You show right. I'm trying to tell you. It's real. Listen. Y'all think it's just about... You're welcome. Y'all think all that's going on... They need body... Okay. You are literally watching Get Out happen. All of Trump's friends is about to kick the bucket. They old as dirt and their organs is falling apart. What's the easiest way to get organs? Unalive niggas in the jailhouse. Every jail they done found unalive bodies without their organs. What do you mean? Y'all watching Get Out happen in front of y'all faces. The white women that cannot give birth, they taking the wombs of the Spanish women. That this has already happened before. That's why they give them hysterectomies. Y'all, come on. Wake your eyes up now. We done did all these studies. Now, we're not going to act like we don't see. You got eyes, use them. Y'all thought they was done taking teeth and hair and skin and all of that? No, they've been doing it. They call it medical research. For real. They call it medical research. Medical testing. It's real, Mari. It's real. Anyway, we're not gonna go there. Back over here. Let's go, because that'll take me on a whole nother tangent. Here we go. I'm not going over there. So anyway, some last words of Joseph are in here, which we have already read. The vision of Jacob. Listen, that part. And the vision of Jacob, right? Did y'all know? The vision of Jacob is in here. And it talks about a time of end time peace, basically. That was really good. They have the words of the Archangel Michael. Okay. Interesting. But I want to show y'all the words of the Archangel Michael and King Zedekiah. You can read those. It's real, real good. I'm trying to find what spooked me out though. There. Hold on, y'all. So when I picked this book up this morning, after I heard the word raw, y'all know I just was opening it up, and the first page, mind you can see where it's at, so it's not at the front. This the front, this the back, right? Y'all, you see it? This is what I opened up to. This is why I didn't get on here, because I started on the whole thing. Can I read something to y'all? Mind you, this book was written in this copy of this was 1996. Y'all want to hear something? My son was born in 1997, so I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. It's been 29 years. It's about to be 30 years since this book came out. Okay? Good morning. Okay? Oh man, oh my God. I was looking for this the other day. It was on my bed. Listen to this, family. It says, today, among certain groups in Israel in 1996, so this book had to be written in 1995, 1994, honey, because they published it in 96. Today, among certain groups in Israel, plans go forward for the building of a third temple. Since the destruction of Herod's temple, the so-called Second Temple by the Romans in 70 CE, there has been no Jewish temple. Interesting. In Jerusalem, really. It says, but plans are underway to change that 2,000-year-old fact. Priestly garments are being woven, guided by the laws preserved in the Bible and in rabbinic literature. Molten silver and gold is being poured into molds to produce the many necessary temple accoutrements, ladles, bowls, sprinklers, and so forth. A great deal of preparation is required. Perhaps the most daunting task is the quest for the red heifer. According to Numbers 19, the ashes of the red heifer were a primary ingredient in the water of impurity, a solution that restored the purity of those unclean because they had touched a corpse. The water of impurity is the indispensable element of temple life, for the impure cannot enter the temple, and only this water can render them pure again. The impurity does not otherwise grow weaker or disappear with time. It never goes away. The writing before it describes how to prepare a red heifer once you have one. It is not exactly your run-of-the-mill cow, but the procedure described in contrary to what I'm sorry, but the procedure prescribed is contrary to what the rabbinic literature stipulates. The rabbis required that the priest who was to burn the red heifer be rendered unclean before the procedure began. The procedure our author recommends is the one according to the Mishnah the Sadducees endorsed. The not real church people. The not real Israelites. Hold on. This book was written in 1996 and they was already preparing the temple stuff. They was already pouring the gold and the silver and everything in 1996. And they tried to tell us they started it in 2016. I remember this. I told you I had just got married. I know listen. So they had already been doing it prior to 1996 because that book probably took all of that a couple of years to write. I wouldn't be surprised. And this, in 1996, they was already preparing the stuff for what we're seeing now. But they just told us in 2016, 2017 that all of the stuff was being made at that time when it had already been, they started making it in 1996 or before. This book was written in 1996. They just did the red heifers July 1st. Can y'all see what's happening? Or do you not see it? Do you see it? Don't you think if regular Christians would have had this book and read outside of the Bible that they would think that we are in a different time right now? The world is a stage, but not because of the way that they try to make it like they are the authors and the producers. God already wrote everything down. They be trying to take his credit all around. You don't think that that would be important? If pastors would let people read, the church would know that 30 years ago, they were already making the stuff for what they about to see in the next year. You don't think that's important? I do. That's why the Bible said they not going to know what time we in, and it's going to come up on them suddenly because they didn't have their heads buried in the sand for too long. Because what they think it is ramping up now has been for 30 years. And I remember them talking about the red heifers and they got to find them and they've been looking for them. My whole life I've heard about these red heifers. Well, they were sacrificed in my 45th year. Going into my 46th year. Interesting. A lot of stuff happened the year that I was born, 1980. A lot of stuff happened. All kind of treaties and this and that in the year that I was born. And a lot of those treaties just in the last 3 to 5 years, maybe 10 years, or these different major world decisions that have been made, right, have been undone in the last few years. Right? So you think about what is changing in our world right now that 45 years ago, it was all of these contracts between world powers being signed that kept the world kind of going. And now, all of that's being undone. All of it. When I opened to that, if I would have opened to that 4 years ago, it still would have meant something, but not like it do August 26, 2025. It means even if we would have read that in 22, when they found the heifers, it still wouldn't hit the way it hit today. Because now it's happened. What they've been looking for, they found it. What they've been saying they was going to do, they did it. You hear me? It's not like when we talked about in 22, it's not if, it's when. It's not if, it's when. It's not if it's going to happen. When it happens, okay? Exactly. Yeah, it'd be 5 years from now. Well, 4.5 will be a jubilee. So Listen, this is the thing, right? We talked about the military being on the streets 3.5 years ago. And people kept saying, if it happened. I said, it's not an if, it's a when. Okay? We talked about food shortage. I said, it's not an if. Because people kept saying if. I said, it's not if, it's when. Just hold on. Just hold on for a minute. Didn't I? She not me. Anybody over here? I've been saying it this whole time. It's not an if, it's a when. Okay? Not if, when. Is it if or is it when? We 3.5 years in now, y'all. Some of y'all been knowing me 3.5 years. Is it a if or is it a when? Thank you, Sub-Zero. You hear me? It's been a win now because people keep saying, if you're right, if you're right. I said it ain't if, it's when. It's a win. And it's when. We into win now. We into win with the food shortage. We into win with the military being on our streets. We're into the win of people losing their jobs. We're into the win of all the benefits being cut off. We're into the win of mass incarceration. We are into the win of all the things that we talked about. And they kept saying if, and I kept saying no, when. And it ain't been 5 years. It ain't been 10 like the people used to say, oh, that's 10, 20 years away. I said less than 5, less than 3 for real. You said fear won't let. I don't even think it's fear. Is it Tanaka? I think it's they just want to be will the level of delusion exactly. This they I don't even think it's fear. I think it's just they have, because you can decide on what you want to believe. They just decide to, I don't listen. Delusion, and the Bible says it. I don't even think it's that they delusional, but the Bible said at the end times he was the spirit of it was going they strong delusion was going to be a thing. Y'all remember the old pastors used to say that all the time? Yeah, in the end times it's going to be a spirit of strong delusion. You don't see it. You don't see the strong delusion. I just realized this is raised. Y'all know I'm a. You said too many people self-absorbed. Yes, but okay. Listen, when you sit, you can find it. Your artistic AI majesty. That's what your Google's for. That's what going and seeking and looking for. Is your thing. Uh-huh. Yeah, no. You can go find it. Mm-hmm. So listen, this is the thing. What was I getting ready to say? People are choosing not to believe the word of God. People are choosing to believe AI more than the word of God. The Bible said that at the end times that folks was going to be consulting with demons and getting their information from demons. And I'm paraphrasing when I say that, but this is basically what he said. Angel intelligence is a thing. But people don't realize this is the same reason that Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden, because they got information that they weren't knowledge, information of good and evil. We're going to say that again. This is why Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden, because of angel intelligence. Remember, Lucifer was a fallen angel that gave them information that they wasn't supposed to have. Do we not see this happening again? You said they're provoking. Yeah, of course. But we don't type stuff like that. You got to do a different way to type that, Denise. Y'all can't type stuff like that. I don't know how many times I have to say, don't use the words of what it really is. We'll know what you're talking about. I love you, but no. After about a month of that, y'all going to be talking about how we can't find CERCA if y'all don't stop learning to type different stuff. I'm telling you. Because y'all will not be drawing these people to me. It's already bad enough what I do here. I'm just about to start blocking folks. I love y'all, but that's what I'm going to do. Folks that don't listen. And I'm not fussing at you. I'm just telling you. Because y'all understand this whole uploading your ID stuff is, y'all got to, listen. Y'all got to get y'all stuff together. You have to. Because it's going to bring the people to your house if you don't. AI is recording all your stuff. And that's why I be saying I be scared to do a campground, because if y'all can't not do it on the internet, how you gonna not do it in real life? Period. If you can't not do it on here, you will do it in real life. So if I say, hey, meet us here, you'll be instead of and won't even realize it. And somebody's listening. Somebody's always listening. And we've been working on this for 3 years. And it's still happening. So I've given out all of the warnings that I'm going to give out. We are in a different time. If you don't listen, you just won't be a part of the community. I love y'all. No. And I've said it a gazillion times. And you'll probably be blocked from YouTube and this. So there's that. Because I can't play with, no, I'm not going to. We're in a different time. And if you don't see that, and you still feel like you can just say whatever you want to say, even though I've been preaching that message for over 3.5 years that you shouldn't, just because you know you shouldn't say, I don't know what else to do. But if you can't watch your mouth, you can't walk with me. I'm telling you. I love y'all, but even in the streets, yeah. Why you gotta tell, baby? You got to tell everything and say everything you know. Guess what? I'm out of here. You hear me? I can't. So y'all gonna have to tighten up. Love y'all. You hear me? And if you can't, you might want to find another community, because it's about to get real scary and crazy. And if you can't not type what you know and find a different way to say, you're gonna put the people in your, no I don't. You're gonna have to put, I'm assuming this is a bot. So if you ignore bots, do they go away? Is that how that works? It's got to be a bot. I wonder what Lucifer said to the angels that chose to follow him before they got same crap he be telling us. You hear me? Same stuff he be telling us. He offered them illumination. Ain't that the secret knowledge? The secret society. Y'all, it's the same thing. Still giving people the same thing. And the whole time they lose out on everything that God offered them. And they don't realize it until the end, until they've already been in it, that it's a trick. You hear me? It was a trick. You said I was going to think. Yeah, you can't write stuff like that, Theola. What just happened? What just happened? Stay around a while, you'll get it. You said 90% truth and 10% lie. Get them every time. Listen. They need to get their bots together. I thought AI is supposed to be smarter than us. Well, I don't want them to do that. Are bots people that are sitting behind phones, or are they like computers, or is it both? Huh? It's both? Okay. You're right. That makes sense. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So in this Dead Sea Scrolls, and y'all might think I'm grouchy, but everything that I be telling y'all with this whole how you supposed to talk and all of that is why people are being censored. Okay? You hear me? You said, nah, AI is only as smart as a programmer. Got it. There we go. See, I thought it was supposed to be smarter than us, but I see what you're saying there. Okay. I don't, because I'm like, uh, they just be typing random stuff. That's weird. Nothing of what you said even made any sense. You said a bot factory to combat or censor against whatever it is you speak. Got it. Got. Yeah. No, I know. I've been being censored since I got on the internet. Me being censored on another social media is what got me to TikTok. Yep, sure did. Okay, anyway, I'm not teaching, but I just wanted to show y'all some other things that I saw, and I think y'all might find them interesting. The false prophets in Israel. On page 409. You said, I've been running tests on AI and it's very cunning. Oh, I believe it. Oh, I believe it. I believe it, Mari. Listen. If you, just like with the triple B, and as y'all can see, that video, it didn't do nothing. When I just put up the BBB equals 666, remember? It did nothing. Even though now people are saying the same thing, which is pretty whatever. But nobody believes. They don't believe. They don't believe. Most people don't believe it until they see it. And if you think about the I'm sorry, hold on 1 second, because we'll come back to that tomorrow. I believe that they ramped up the AI stuff in the last 4 or 5 years so that when people see the real things, which is what I told y'all, they're not going to believe it. People believe everything is AI now. So how would you know if you were looking at the real thing? Okay. Okay, I don't want you typing stuff like that there, Daryl. Oh, Jesus. It's a lot of people that's just going to be rounded up. Ooh, it's a lot of people that's just gonna be rounded up. I'm trying to tell you, y'all don't even realize what y'all be doing. Listen. Y'all need to go watch movies about the 30s. And then you'll understand what I'm saying to you. See, a lot of people ain't did their research, okay? You need to go watch the movies about them people over there. You need to watch every single not the stuff on TikTok. You need to go watch as many documentaries as you can about them people over there. Do you see what I'm saying? Because see, y'all just be doing stuff. And every single thing that is happening in the news right now with Big Mama House, where they used to have slaves working in there and stuff, yeah, we talked about it. And is it not being laid out exactly like I told y'all it was going to be? Did we not talk about everything that is? We talked about all of it. Yeah, that's Big Mama House. Because Big Mama legs be swelling and stuff. You know, her sugar be messing up on her and stuff. And so, and she be getting bruises and stuff when she be falling and stuff. She being bumped into the table because her hips so wide. You see what I'm saying? You know? And so then Big Mama, yeah. That's Big Mama House. That's Big Mama House. So, you need to go watch as many documentaries and get on Netflix, get everywhere. Yeah, not just the movie. No, you need no. You need to go watch as many documentaries about the Depression and them people over there. If you haven't, you ain't really. I'm telling you, because people used to call me crazy when I used to tell them these are the two things you need to watch. Okay, class. Anybody remember? I was begging folks in 22, 23, and 24. I said you need to become familiar with these. You need to watch as many of these as you can because this is the world we are about to be living in. Guess what? It's the world we're living in 3 years later, almost 4 now. I told people to go watch about the folks over there that be doing that thing, and I said, go look at what people was doing during the Depression. Okay, not recession, depression. And guess what? Here we are in both situations. In both situations. You said peace down. You said it's next on my list after the Ethiopians. Listen, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Okay? It's a real thing. You need to understand, okay? Life is very different. Just because it ain't hit your neighborhood yet, it's about to. If you haven't already made up in your mind that you know if anything happened and the air is no longer in your body anymore, that you want to live for Christ, I suggest you start kind of having that conversation as much as you can. You hear me? Both my parents work in the medical field and they have for years. I understand what you're saying. But guess what? You still type in words that bring them people to my class. That's all I'm saying. Because all of these are trigger words. Did you not know? Mm-mm. Okay. I don't know if you know that, but that's why people are being censored. So you might want to just look into that. When you type in, you're going to have to learn a new way to say stuff. You said, girl, I'm ready to go, and I'm not even 40. This is exhausting. Well, I don't know. It's exciting to me because everything that I've read is happening. So, I mean, it's a little spooky, but I get to see everything I studied and everything everybody called me crazy for happen. And the whole world gets to see what I used to see in my sleep. And in my readings, you know what I'm saying? What I read, my studies. So, this part, you hear me? I don't. Right. I mean, just to see that the Bible is happening and they keep talking about the Bible ain't real. Well, it sure is playing out in front of the whole world to see. Every bit of it. Every bit of it is pouring. It's pouring up. It's popping up off the page for the whole world to see. The Bible. Now they got all these books about whatever. Ain't none of them came true. But you know what ain't being wrong yet? That good old Bible. You hear me? That good old Bible playing out, baby. It's not real. It was written by a white man. First of all, you don't know what you're talking about. But second of all, ooh, it's lining up. It's lining up. Now, I'm gonna run to the restroom and then I'm gonna ask y'all a question. We're gonna do a little bit of math. I gotta get my phone real quick. I already did it, but I want y'all to see something and then I want y'all to tell me something what y'all think, okay? Y'all cool with that? Because I think y'all gonna find it interesting. I think y'all are gonna find it. probably gonna make me some sausage. And I'm probably gonna make me some waffles. I can feel it coming on. I can feel it. Okay, so listen. In this lovely book that I was reading earlier, only because then I don't want to wake up hungry. Because when I be up in the middle of like night like this and then I lay down, I wake up and my stomach be in my back. And I don't want that. So I'm going to eat something before I go to sleep. But y'all, I was looking in the War Scroll, right? Y'all want to do some math with me? I know it's late. I've already done the math. But if y'all want to do a little bit, we can. Because I think it's interesting. Very. So I was reading the War Scroll, which is the scroll about Armageddon. If you didn't know. Right? This is the War Scroll. Right? And it's about Armageddon. Okay? Some of y'all know it's a War Scroll because we read some of it. And then some of you might not have known that. But there's a book called the War Scroll. And it is about Armageddon. Okay? It tells you the soldiers and everything, how everybody's supposed to come out and all. It's okay. So, well, it says a whole bunch. You would have to go read it. I can't tell you all of it. But the part we're going to focus on today is this. Because I said, wait a minute. Hold on. Listen to this, family. It says, the rule for changing the order of the battle divisions in order to arrange their position against the pincer movement and towers, and an arc and towers, and it draws slowly forward, then the columns and the flanks go out from the two sides of that battle line. The enemy might become discouraged, right? But this right here is what got me. Listen to this. The shields of the soldiers of the tower shall be 3 cubits long, and their lances 8 cubits long. How tall are you, Mari? Do we have any men in here? Can you tell me how tall you are real quick? It's very important. That don't seem like nothing. Just give me a minute, though. I'm about to show you something. You're 6'2". Are you 6'2", Mari? Goodness gracious. So that's 5'5". Okay. Okay. I did not know, nephew. I didn't know you was that tall. I didn't. Okay. 5'9". Okay. Okay. A cubit is 18 to 21 inches. You're 6'3", Kenneth? Okay. I know you do. I know you do. You make a lot of people look like Smurfs. Yeah. My mama best friend for sure, because she was only like 4'9". Mm-hmm. And she had kids and everything. But she always had a big tall man, always. So 3 cubits, if I'm not mistaken, is my height. Right? I think it's like 54 inches or something like that. And if you do 21, it's like 63 inches. Right? Okay. What man is going to carry a shield that is my height? at least 5'3". And how much does that thing weigh? Of silver. Because you've seen the little clear shields, they be like 3 or 4 feet. Who's carrying a shield that is taller than me and wider than me? Somebody between 13 and 15 feet. Okay? Because I didn't read the War Scroll before. This never popped out to me. I said, wait a minute. And I said, wait a minute. That's a shield, literally. As tall as me. So from the top of my head, right, to the sole of my feet, who's carrying a shield that big? And then the number of the people that are going to be carrying. Who? And where y'all about to get these people from? That's how you know that the Israelites, the real ones, was big. You hear me? That's how you know they were huge. You hear me? Because this was written back in that time. So if they're saying, if this is the prophecy of the War Scroll that's coming, this is something that they already know how to make. This is why we see these big old shields and stuff, y'all. But this is about, listen. I said, who about to be carrying that? Okay, look. This is the War Scroll now, and it's about Armageddon. You see? Armageddon, the war to end all wars. You see it right here. You see it, okay? You said the Masi people aren't even that tall, right? Or Maasai people. Listen, so this is the War Scroll. Now, you see me just flip back a couple pages. Who the heck? We use our manners here. Can you please tell me what book that is? It's called the Dead Sea Scrolls. We use our manners, honey. That will get you all the information you need. Okay? Now, that's not all. Okay? Y'all want to hear something else crazy on this? Look at this. I said, oh, here we go. Oh, don't go dead on me. All right, there we go. All right, it says, the tower shall go forth from battle, from the battle line with 100 shields on a side. For they shall surround the tower, the 3 frontal sides, 300 shields in all. Hello? So y'all gonna have 300 people to guard this tower, and they all gonna be able to hold right, she not me. Where is y'all about to get 300 of these niggas that can hold this shield up? 300 at least. The movie 300, I get it. That's about Gideon. This is end times, though. That was back when these people were still living. I mean, they had whole cities. The giants had whole cities. It makes sense then. I'm talking about right now in 2025, because this is about the war that's starting right now. This is not about back then. This is now, today. Where is y'all about to get these men that can hold these basically 5.5-foot shields that are made out of metal? Who? It probably ain't 36 inches wide. Maybe 2 feet, I'm thinking. Wide. Okay? But these are rectangular shields. And it's gonna be 300 of them. Where they about to come from? Y'all, Bradley got some cousins and stuff that's bigger than him, and we probably about to see him. Bradley, that Arabic man that was standing next to the 5-foot Arabic man that we kept seeing on TikTok a couple years ago. I know China got some. Okay? Africa definitely got some. But we about to see these people. Because they're going to be in the war. And remember, it talks about how the giants are going to come back at the end times to help tear up this earth before God get ready to destroy it. Now I know, that just lines up with what God said about who's coming back. And guess what? In the last 3.5 years, giants have been showing up everywhere on mountains and every other place. Statues are large. They are. You said, think Captain America. They'll create some. Listen. They already here, probably. Because think about it. If they've already been making, you said, and they bring them out one at a time, spaced out to get us used to seeing them and befriending them. Yep. No, they not behind it. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some, because that's just an abominable snowman wearing a bear suit. It's just like Bigfoot. Probably so. Yeah. I said that's very interesting, Dad. Now, y'all ready for the real sweet part? Look at this. Guess what they supposed to write on them? Listen. Ooh, it says there shall be 2 gates to a tower, one on the right and one on the left. Upon all the shields of the tower soldiers, they shall write on the first Michael, on the second Gabriel, on the third Sariel, and on the fourth Raphael. And then just every first one is going to be Michael out of the 300, every other whatever. So every 4, they got to write the names of the angels on them before this war. You said angel armies 144,000 versus alien giant hybrids, right? They got to write the names of Michael, Gabriel, Sariel, and the fourth Raphael. And you just keep, it's like the first 4 to the left on both sides. That made me think, people gonna be thinking that they are fighting regular people, and whole time it's gonna be just like supernatural. It's called the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls. Think about it. This is about to be so interesting. It is. Because people are going to be thinking that they are fighting regular people. But God does not just have one army. He has myriads of armies. Armies, plural, not just one. He don't got a whole bunch of people in one army. He has all types of armies. And we did the math. What book did we read that in, y'all? Oh, I can't even think of what book it's in. I want to say Ezra, one of the apocalypses. That too. Yeah. He said, I've heard and learned of the Dead Sea Scrolls a lot, but want to learn everything they say. Thank you. You're welcome. Some good stuff in there. It is. So this is the thing though, right? This is crazy. We really about to be living in a movie for real. Listen. You You said, and in supernatural, they had to go to heaven to get God's help to win. Exactly. And y'all remember when Jack came out, what was going on? Remember when Jack came out? It was the president running, and he stole the election in supernatural. And he, remember? And he wasn't the Antichrist, but he was going to end up being the father of the Antichrist because Satan had inhabited him when he was making love to this lady, and they made Jack. And remember, she wasn't even pregnant for that long. She had him, and then he was like grown in like 6 hours. And y'all know we read in the sibling oracles, I believe, that the Antichrist, he's going to be a boy, and then he's going to be an old man, and then he's going to be, no, he's going to be a man, he's going to turn himself into a boy, and then an old man again. Remember when we read that? And it's so funny that they put that on Supernatural, and it's actually written in an apocryphal book, right? Pretty crazy how they be putting the truth right in front of people's face. Could this be why God is allowing us to purify ourselves and to get to a point where, or to allow him to purify us? Because we never know who might be walking right with us in this time that we're about to come into. Think about it. This is the war between the angels of light and the angels of darkness. And that's in here too, it's talking about that. But think about that. You said it's crazy. I've been watching Supernatural lately. It's good that you have. It's good that you have. Because what we get ready to see is about to be different. You hear me? It's about to be different for real. He said, in addition to God's seal, He's going to put on his people too. This part. Is it the revelation of Elijah? Okay, there's a couple of them. It's not just one. Tristan, it's more than one. There's several because we got it. It's in the sibling oracles too. There's a number of places. It's in Ezra, or the rest of Ezra, not Ezra that's in the Bible. Listen. It's crazy. It is. It's like, dang, this is really happening. Like, we are really seeing the word play out. And it's spooky. It is a little bit. It's very spooky. Not in a bad way. It's just like, dang, the word, like, the Bible is really happening. You hear me? Everything that we studied, everything that we looked into. Y'all know they about to do the last little mission to go in there and get them folks out of Gaza, right? Do y'all see the wickedness? Y'all see it? Right? It don't make you think that the Antichrist is over there right now with all of the hospitals? I don't know. I definitely can, Andrea. I definitely can. You got a baby around you, Andrea? Is there any little kids around you? Huh? If you have any little children around you, I need you to, whenever you get time, whatever part of your leg is hurting, have that little baby put some little oil on that baby hands and ask whatever baby is around you to pray. It works. Because they be praying and they lines go straight to the Lord. Not saying mine don't. I will pray for you, but you can also have a little baby, a little kid, 2 years old, and you tell them what to say. Okay? Oh, yeah, it works. My auntie thought I was crazy. A lot of people have. And I said, well, until your leg don't hurt no more. Because he listens to the little kids. Not saying he don't listen to me too, but and that's teaching your babies to pray. Because they'll say, my mommy, God, can you bless my mommy headache? And, and, and honey, you look up and you be like, what the heck? Because they ain't got to worry about bills or nothing. So they prayers be right there. You hear me? And do. I have watched them, man. You said I'm in inpatient therapy now for 13 days. I definitely will pray for you, Pumpkin. I definitely will. Definitely will. But you can lay hands on yourself too. Don't forget that. Okay. Okay. But we'll definitely. Let me write your name down for me. You said 13 days. We're gonna ask God to do it in a miraculous amount of time. What's today? Okay. All right. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. Listen, you gotta speak it like you want to see it. Good night. You gotta speak it like you want to see it. There's been so many things. You said my family is from Palestine and I don't know what to do. I feel God is allowing us to not stop this. That's exactly what's happening. Baby, this is all for what's happening in Palestine is about to happen all around the world. It's happening in the Congo, Sudan, all of these. You hear me? People don't want to wake up to this is the end. Doesn't matter if they believe it or not. They didn't believe we was gonna have the military on the streets, and they're here. They didn't believe that our economy it was gonna crash, and it did. You hear me? So whether we believe it or not, you need to prepare for it. We are in a time that's mixed with it's like Joseph and the famine of Egypt. It's like when the giants were attacking, and then also like when the Egyptians were having rule. Like that same spirit that was working in all of those different stories is in our leadership now. People fail to realize that the spirit that jumped into the pharaohs and Nero and the Roman folks that made them so bloodthirsty, those spirits didn't die when the men died. They just hopped into another leader, and they have been hopping into new leaders since the dawn of time. You hear me? Y'all get that, right? Interesting. God got you, Pumpkin. Listen, you hear me? The same. It's somebody walking around with Nero's spirit in leadership right now. It's somebody walking around with the Prince of Tyre or the King of Tyre right now. Because those entities don't die when the person dies. This is why you see the same things over and over and over and over in leadership. And leadership has a lust for power. Well, y'all know from the Testament of Solomon, okay, that one of the 7 ruling powers of darkness is power. That's actually the name. This is why people are always running after power, because that's one of the rulers of those. See, we go to church and we hear about, oh, we fight not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and the rulers of darkness. Do you even know what their names are? Because they have names. Mm-hmm. They do. They have real names, not just the powers of darkness and not just the rulers. They have actual names. We can't do nothing to stop it because this is what is supposed to happen. Right here. Ain't no sense in trying to fight against it. You just need to ask God what you need to do now that it's happening. See that? Right there at the bottom. Solomon interrogates the 7 heavenly bodies of this world of darkness and learns of their activities. Oh, you see that? And again, I glorified God who gave me this authority, and I commanded another demon to appear before me. There came 7 spirits bound up together, hand and foot, fair of form and graceful. When I, Solomon, saw them, I was amazed and asked them, "Who are you?" And they replied, "We are the heavenly bodies." Right here. The math is mathing. Mari is his math is mathing. I figured I'd go and put that on just so people could see. Listen, what you said. The world of this world of darkness, the rulers. The first said, "I am deception." The second said, "I am strife." The third said, "I am fate." The fourth said, "I am distress." The fifth said, "I am error." The sixth said, "I am power." And the seventh said, "I am the worst." Okay. So when people stand up in church and they say, "We fight not against flesh and blood," those are those are the powers. That's their names, their actual names. It ain't just the whatever. No, those are their names. And there's others, but they are the rulers of this world of darkness. Hello. So when people are striving for power, okay, when they're striving for certain things, you can almost tell what spirit they're under. Okay? There's 7 continents, 7 ruling powers. Interesting. That's very interesting. Okay? Uh-oh. What did I knock down? Girl, you always knocking something off this thing. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Oh, the Prince of Darkness. Now, if that ain't crazy. Talking about the rulers of darkness and the Prince of Darkness book get knocked down. Really? See how that just works out? It's a good book to read. That's crazy. Literally talking about, and it fell off the back. Ain't that crazy? There's books everywhere in here. Anyway, please, if you have not got some stuff for an emergency, like we can't go outside because, we're being policed heavily, I would suggest instead of investing in electronics, you get as much dry food and stuff as you can, a way to filter water, a way to heat your home just in case there's no power. Things like that are going to be very important in the coming weeks, okay, in the coming months. Please. And I think that's it, y'all, really. There was some other stuff, but we can wait till class in the morning. Yeah. Listen. It's real. You hear me? We are living in what the Bible said is the last days. And people don't believe it. AI is tricking people, but the Bible did not say people's hearts were going to be given out with fear for nothing. We about to see some stuff. All the stuff we seeing on AI, we going to get to see it in real life. And I don't think our minds can even really compute seeing a being that's 200 feet tall walking and talking. Just think about how loud a 200-foot being could yell. What would it feel like if they're walking past our house? We gonna be like Smurfs, like Mari said. Because if these beings are coming back, hold on now. Okay. Bone rattling, exactly. He said runs in my prayer cloth down the street yelling, "Winter is coming. Famine is coming. The wild beast is coming." Listen, the wilder beast, that part. This. God wants us to get our hearts right because this body got to go. That's another thing I was going to say before I walked out of here. You just got to, conscious Claudia, for real. Not trying to be funny. I got 1,500 classes on YouTube. And you have to prepare for the famine. Hey, auntie. You have to prepare for the famine. You need to prepare to protect your home because people don't believe, because the world has technically been at peace. They don't believe that we're in a time of war. They don't believe it. You said, I think I would be watching in amazement. Auntie, right. Mouth open, like, what the heck? All we seeing is an ankle go by. I keep telling y'all I'm preparing myself to see a big eye in this window. All the cartoons, when a giant is looking at the little people, they turn around and it's a big old eyeball just looking at them. So I have prepared myself to see a big eyeball that's the size of this double window right here. You hear me? I've been trying to prepare my mind, auntie. God, for whatever. Because listen. Anyway, he said, just don't get captured like, right? Right. That type deal. That. Like King Kong, and is it Jane that he climbed up to the top of the thing with? He said, I'm literally in poverty. I know we are in a time of war, but don't have resources to survive it. Well, if you talk like that, you won't. God can do whatever he wants to do. Do you hear me? If there's food banks and things like that, there's a way to do it. It doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to have the best of everything. You just need to have some stuff. Okay? Sometimes you got to put your pride to the side. I don't really know your situation, but this is the thing. A lot of people that have been a part of this community, they rearrange their finances because my mama used to tell me people have money for what they want to have money for. Like they have money for fast food, they have money for nails and hair and clothing, right? And all of these extra things that are not needs, they're wants. And it's a lot of people, not saying you, but it's a lot of people that are saying, you said, but what happens when those aren't available anymore? You worrying about the wrong things. You need to just start going. Sub-Zero, day by day. I got this. Please don't answer questions when they talking to me, please. If you want to have a class, you do that on your own. She's asking me questions. Thank you. I've been seeing you trying to help me out, but I don't need no help. Thank you. Okay? Love you. I got it. Okay? Don't worry about that. What you need to worry about is getting it first. When it runs out, then you'll worry about that at the time. But your thing now needs to be getting it in your house. As much rice, beans, pasta, things that don't need to be refrigerated, dried fruits and vegetables, and they give a lot of that stuff out at the food bank. So you get it now. Okay? And then you'll come to that when you come to it. That's when you pray over and ask God to multiply it. And maybe it'll never run out. But if you don't have nothing, there's nothing for him to bless. You said my homie keeps having rapture dreams. I want to tell her so bad. That's not going to happen. No, God gives people rapture dreams for a reason. The rapture is going to happen, just not the way she thinks it is. I used to have rapture dreams all the time. God is gonna. Okay. Well, Pumpkin, what you want me to say? Because it just seems to, baby, you gotta have faith that God is gonna do it. I'm starting to see, you gotta, woe is me won't work over here. And what I mean by that is, you gotta have, God can bring it, but if this is how you think of it, everything is bad, everything is this, ask God to send non-expired food there. He can do it for you. You have what you speak. But you already worried about something that ain't even happened yet as far as when it runs out. You just need to go get as much as you can. Okay? You understand? You're welcome. And if your woe is me, God say, why you even say it if you don't expect it? Okay? Do you understand? We have what we speak. So if you say I'm gonna have trouble, today's gonna be a bad day, I'm not gonna have enough money, I'm not gonna do this, that's what you're gonna have. But if you say, I know that God is gonna bless me with what I need, then what you need can show up. You just opened up a space for a miracle. Do you understand? You hear me? Listen, exactly. This is the thing. Mari. Mari said read Elijah and the widow. But this is the thing. I just had this conversation with my daughter today. If you say I'm stressed out, you're gonna be stressed out. Why you didn't, instead of saying you stressed out, why you didn't say, thank you God for my peace? Like, we are so quick to speak the negative. And then you have to decipher between negative, okay, and prophecy of what's going to happen. People can say, oh, all she's talking about is war and this and that and da 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 da. I don't want to hear that. That is prophecy. That is something that is going to happen. You cannot get around what is happening right now at all. Nobody on this planet can. Okay? That's different from negative talking. That's not negative talking. That is telling you facts about what's happening right now. True. You can't pray against prophecy. Exactly. So there's a difference between you speaking, we're going to starve to death, we're going to die, we're going to da 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 da. That's talking crazy. God has given us, what do you call it? He's given us, he told us the famine was coming. And if you ask him to provide, thank you, speak to power, this part. Speak it into existence. That equals you trying to pray against God. This part, Mari. And it's so many people that's like, I'm pray against that. Are you crazy? Do you not read your Bible? That's why I said I already know the Giants is coming out. I'm trying to prepare my mind. I'm trying to prepare my mind to see bodies piled up. I'm trying to prepare my mind. God, prepare my mind to see the things that you said were going to come to pass. I can pray against all of it. But again, you're praying against God's will. Because he said at the end times, the blood was going to flow like rivers. How does that happen? You said he's giving us grace right now. We need to prepare and take heed. Lux, what is it? Vita peptides. Listen. People always believe they have more time than they really have, if y'all can't see it. Shaking my head, the disappointment of the teachers of the kingdom failed. Ooh, a lot of people in the church. Jesus, have mercy and give more grace. This part. And now y'all see why I was like, do you want the real or the fake? Because if you want the fake, you got to go back over there. But if you want the real, I got to tell you the scary stuff now so you can be ready for it when it comes. Just like I was begging our young men to go get their vests. I've been begging young men to go get their vests for really over a year now. You know what's funny? Now we got the military walking around armed on our streets. And everybody was saying I was scaring folks and this, that, and the other. And I said, no. All our boys need vests every day. Sad, but they do. Because now we have armed military on our streets. And it went from immigrants to now they knocking on people's doors, going in people's cars, arresting people. Matter of fact, look at this. I don't know if y'all heard about it. I just heard about it today. I said, oh, sounds right on cue. It sounds like exactly what we've been talking about. And it's happening right now. I said, that's interesting. If you live in Alabama,
Alabama, Tennessee, or Georgia, stay away from the state lines. Stay away from any major bridges that go over the state line. Just stay away from the state line today, okay? And tomorrow and the next day. Because right now, there is about 20 different jurisdictions and different types of law enforcement setting up roadblocks and just blockades all over the state, near all the state lines, and doing license checks. They're doing immigration checks. They're doing to see if you've got insurance. They've got the brown coats out in full force right now. So if you're going to be traveling and going across the state line, you better make sure all your ducks in a row, because they will be putting you in jail and taking your vehicle. They are not playing. They are looking for immigration status. They're looking for making sure people have got all their papers. So if you're going over the state line today, you better be prepared to have all your P's and Q's ready, because they will be sure to be ready to put you in jail if you just slip up just one little. If you didn't pay the brown coats their money, if you didn't give the corporation that is America its money, they're gonna put you in jail.
Now, This was recorded. This was recorded in July of 2019. Amazon bought 80% of the grocery stores. They bought Whole Foods. They own 80% of the grocery stores. Amazon plans to have grocery stores where there's no cashiers. You scan yourself in, walk through a turnstile, get your groceries, and then walk out. That means something. I don't know if anyone's paying attention, but all of your local city and county governments are being merged into one. So check that out. It's called Unigov. That makes it easier for the government to come over and take over the states. After October 18th of next year, if you want to fly from Texas to Phoenix, good morning, Erica, you won't be able to fly. So the way that the world is being governed is changing in 2020. The way that our food, the way that we're able to get food in 2020, 2021 is going to change. The way that we travel, it'll be restricted. Even the circle star that is on your license right now, the new ID, the real ID, that's the same star that they put on the Jews right before they mass murdered millions of them. You should check it out. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, but people are not paying attention. Everybody's worried about flossing and buying this and inches and bundles and rims and all of these different things, and nobody is paying attention to the things that are happening right up under our noses. They're restricting the way we travel. One company is going to own all the grocery stores. They have no cashiers. You don't use any cash. Cashless society. People are not paying attention. In a minute, we're going to be prisoners in our own cities. You won't be able to go wherever you want to. Look up the Real ID Act and see when it starts. Look up when all of this stuff with the food is changing, and look at how all of the world governments, every single last one of them, said in 2020 they're going to change the way that they govern their countries. Nobody is paying attention. But if in 2 years or 1 year you have to scan to get in, that's the chip. It's already in your right hand, or it's already basically in your hand because it's on your card. You cannot get access to your money if you don't have a chip. You can't. You can't. So what's going to stop them from putting that chip in our hand and our forehead? Nothing. Because if you go into the stores right now, there's a sensor at the top of the door that's going to be to scan your forehead. If you guys don't believe it, look on page 1001 of the Obamacare Act. They said that by 17 they would have all Americans chips. Nobody believed it, but everybody's walking around with a chip card right now, and that started in 16. The blue boxes already came out. Those are war boxes. Those are Excuse me, y'all. I'm having a brain freeze. Those are ration boxes. That's why they came in ration boxes. Always come before war. If you look, I don't know if y'all know, but on June 6th of this year, gold became more valuable than oil. That's only happened 3 times in history, and it's always happened right before a really, really, really bad recession. Nobody's paying attention because everybody's worried about stopping money. What good is money going to be if you can't access it unless you have a chip? And if you take the chip, I don't know if y'all know, but the government owns 5G. They can track you in real time, so it ain't no 10-mile radius that we know that they're in this 10-mile radius anymore. No, that's gone away. They'll be able to track you in real time. Even easier if you have a chip in your hand. There's one in your license plate already. There's one in your phone, and now there's one in your debit card. They're just getting you ready to put it in your hand or your forehead. And what are you gonna do if you take it? Because if you take it in your body, that's a bad thing. But you won't be able to eat. You won't be able to walk into a grocery store, the gas station. You won't even be able to pay your rent if you don't have that chip because you won't be a part of the global society. And people are saying they don't believe it, but you're walking around with a chip card in your wallet right now. That was July of 2019. What y'all think? Okay. He said, was just thinking about that yesterday. Wouldn't be surprised if they packaged things in or near them. And of course. That was 2019. And in 2020, every world government changed the way that they governed their people because we was all on lockdown. 5 months later, we was all on lockdown. 5 months later, they was restricting our food. 5 months later, they was restricting our travel. 5 months later, we was stuck in the house. Trying to tell you. And I was like, telling my friends, I'm like, y'all need to be. I had been doing this since 2017 because God told me 2020 was going to be crazy. So I had already started prepping. Folks thought I was crazy. And boom. And now, what's happening? You hear me? Trump wants to start food stamps and give out monthly food box. I try to tell y'all. Listen. So when people be like, oh, you're just doing this, I've been on this. This is why I got kicked off of other social media because I was trying to tell people way back in 2014 that all of this was coming and nobody believed me. So I just wrote it all down. And then I started doing video diaries, right? Because I knew the people I was talking to wasn't listening. So I just started recording myself doing vlogs saying everything that God told me. And I have time and date stamps on all my stuff. So that's why when I be like, well, I mean, you don't have to believe. You can do whatever you want. But it's still coming. That don't mean nothing. Yep. So I'm going to beg y'all to get y'all stuff. We did look up. You remember, Key? We looked up what was in them boxes. It ain't enough to feed your family for a whole month. And now you understand why your teacher has been begging y'all to stock up on as much food as you can. Dry foods and canned meat, canned milk, canned cheese, canned vegetables, canned fruit, canned dried everything. Because people, I mean, he's literally taking away what people need to, if you just listen, you'll know, love you. If you he taking away everything that people are gonna need. So all the folks that was calling us crazy, telling us what we don't need, now even the news is telling you. You said, "Yep, it wasn't much of nothing, and it didn't matter the family size." Okay, at least y'all remember. Remember, I told you our classes is gonna mean something in a minute. Do y'all feel like that now? Who feels like that now? That our classes actually mean something? God was prepping us for everything that was coming. And everybody said we was over here studying all this stuff. They tried to call us a cult and all kind of crazy stuff. Baby, ain't nobody, we don't make nobody stay over here. You come and go as you please. But if you want some real information and not the BS, God literally prepared us for every single thing that's happening right now. Mentally, you said, I see, and it's my first time here. Really? Oh, okay, so listen. If it's your first time over here, I need you to go to my YouTube. You don't gotta follow me or nothing. I don't care about that stuff. But I have two videos called Survival and Survival 2.0. Okay? And I beg you to watch those. Okay? I'm sorry, Desi. It's your first time. I'm sorry I was being mean then. I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. Because we got another Desi. Dry food that don't smell, because if you're gonna need, yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is the thing. People do not believe that, like, all of the dystopian movies that we've seen, we are living in it now, family. They showed you the movies so that you would say, oh, it's like Handmaid's Tale. But you're not doing nothing. Ushers, grab some more desks and welcome. Come on, welcome plaques. Come on. Barbara said, ushers, get on your job. You need to bring them their stuff for the new students, okay? It's two of them, Survival and Survival 2.0. My phone is updating, which I kept trying not to do, but oh well. And yes, it is going to be way worse than that. But I'm just saying, the fact that people are still just like watching it happen and they're not organizing, they're not doing anything, is very spooky. Because we think that talking crazy to people and getting online and saying something, no, you need to be organizing your communities. You need to start talking to your neighbors. Pretty much people tell you who they mess with. So if you know they don't mess with whatever, you need to be talking to your neighbors. You don't have to tell them what you have, but just in case of some crazy stuff, whose house are the kids going to? If y'all have to defend y'all street or whatever is going on, like, people don't want to think about that, but it's more of us than it is them. Period. It's more of us than it is them. Y'all remember that now. Don't forget that. It's more of us than it is them. It is. It is. You said all your neighbors are elderly? Well, I don't know what to say about that. God can give the elderly strength to put some oil on them. Maybe God will give them some strength. You hear me? But the fact that, especially, I hate to say it, anybody of color, it's time out for laughing and kikiing and ha-ha and getting serious. Because they're giving them boys in D.C. federal crimes that are not even misdemeanors. They are charging them with federal crimes that in any other time wouldn't even be a misdemeanor. Felonies. When I said keep your boys off the street, keep your boys off the street, because who gonna protect us if they lock all the niggas up? And what I mean by niggas is men. Spanish men, Haitian men, all the men. Then what? Who gonna protect your sons? Who gonna protect, your dog? Who gonna protect your house? Like, we gotta wake up. Not all men's, just the colored ones. The ones that have melanin. They not gonna be locking up all men's, just the ones with color. Many elderly people have lots of knowledge and skill sets we can learn from, that part. And I hate to say it, but it's the truth. So if you are not getting with your neighbors, and I'm not saying you can't get with your white neighbors, because we got some white folks that's down with us, but in reality, you need to be figuring out how you're going to protect your neighborhood, because our president has declared raw on his own people, and he is putting into the minds of the other side that we want to unalive them. You hear me? You said your elders are former sharecroppers and vets. Not only that, shoot, my auntie lived during Jim Crow. My auntie is old enough when they was still grabbing niggas and hanging them, dragging them behind horses. She lived in the deep south, honey. So they got a lot of information about how to fool with folks. Right. You see what I'm saying? So, but for real, in every city, because what do y'all think is going to happen when they send these militaries into Chicago? That's about to set off some stuff, y'all. Do you hear me? And they're going to 19 cities. Wake up, America. Divide and conquer. They did it before and they're doing it again. And folks is just sitting and letting it happen. Quit running your mouth and get up and do something. If you haven't prepared to not be able to go outside, if you haven't prepared your children, you need to now. Right now. I'm talking about even little babies. Start teaching them my niecey poo. Yeah, don't type that though. That's a key word. It's not going to try it. We're already living in it. Okay? We already living in it. I'm begging everybody, not my class, because they already, I mean, the people that have been here, they've already done it, but you need to go watch as many documentaries about the Depression and the time when the people was marching and they had the little lightning bolts on their clothes. You need to go watch as many documentaries, not movies, documentaries about the people that lived, how it happened. It was everything that went on, okay? Because you gonna see something. Because we're literally living in the same time. We are literally living in the time of right before the Depression and during the Depression, and we're also living in a time where folks was marching through, hitting people, and folks was having to be hid under garbage to try to get out of their town and city. Exactly. School supplies are on clearance. Things. Yep. Yep. Okay. So this is the thing. Get your stuff. Oh, guess what else? Reed sent me a thing today. The doctor changed one of her friend's kids' medicine, Ritalin, changed the prescription. He, kind of acted out at school because he, whatever. And they already told her, the parent, that she needs to consider keeping him home for homeschool. I got that letter today, that email today or whatever. Remember we talked about this? It ain't going to be no school. It's what, the first week of school? And they are, yes. And it was the doctor's fault. And they, yes. But y'all know they do what they're doing with anybody that has any type of mental illness, behavioral, any of that. Yeah, we sure did, and they're already doing it. She sent me I screenshotted it. I can tell you what time I screenshotted it today. I said, oh, we talked about that. You said you definitely have that option here in Chicago now. Well, see, now it's not going to be an option. They are pushing any special needs kids out of the schools. They're not paying for them. I did not want to update my phone. I've been trying to avoid updating this freaking phone the whole time. Dang it. 5:11 p.m. 5:11 p.m. You hear me? Any child can be homeschooled. I get that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the executive order that Trump signed to try to get disabled children. That's why he took the funding away, because he doesn't plan on having them in school. That's why he took the special needs funding away. He said if your kid cannot focus in class by themselves, they won't be paying for an aide or anybody to assist them. Okay? They eliminated the accommodations for special needs education. Exactly. And that's the letter she sent me today. She said it's already happening. It's only the second week of school. Okay? So, it's about to be crazy. Okay? I'm not about to keep you. You said Winston-Salem, North Carolina School District just voted to eliminate the EC program completely. Baby, it's coming for everybody. Okay. Public service announcement. If it is happening somewhere else, it will be happening in a school, a town, a whatever near you shortly. I need y'all to hear that. You gotta stop thinking that because it's just happened. It's happening. It's going to happen everywhere because this is a part of the Bible. Okay? What is happening in Gaza is coming to America. What is happening in Sudan and the Congo, because the same thing that is happening in Gaza is happening other places. They're just not telling you about it. There is famine, starvation, war, and SA on every continent right now, whether they're telling you about it or not. Did you see what's going on in Indonesia? You gotta stop looking at just what they putting and just go search conflict around the world. What's happening? Famine around the world. Like, you gotta get out of, I only seen it on TikTok, and go look for yourself. What is happening in Gaza is not just happening in Gaza. It's happening in the Ukraine. It's happening in the Congo. It's happening in a whole bunch of other places. But they just have you focused on Israel. It's happening in a whole bunch of other places, I promise you. It is. And it's now happening in America. We got the same concentration camps. We got the same elimination of people. We got the same mistreatment of people, the starvation of people. They're in squalor conditions. It's happening here too. You said no FO2s, IEPs, paraprofessionals. None of it. Yeah, that's over 4,000 kids that's affected, and the teachers have 3 weeks left to work. This doctor trying to make me take Trulicity for pre-diabetes. I stopped taking all meds and I feel better. Come on. They're eliminating some assistant principals too. Right. Please understand that part. Yeah. Oh, I went to sleep watching, you said in there closing down whole hospitals. We talked about it, didn't we, Miss Anita? We talked about wasn't going to be no hospitals. What the heck? Y'all, I think when they be updating our phones, they be taking pictures out. So there's a man, this man on TikTok. His name is William Schnobelin. Y'all heard about him? I watched his documentary last night. It's very well. I watched part of it and the rest of it watch me. Okay? You hear me? This man, when I tell y'all I need y'all to watch this documentary, it's on the Royal Secrets. Okay? Um and it's crazy. Let me see if I can go to it. I don't wanna get no what's the names, but hold on, let me see. Oh, excuse me. I was like the youngest guy. So this is the. Can y'all screenshot that? Mind blowing. And a lot of it I knew because I did a deep dive into the Masons a long time ago. Can y'all see that? Hold on. The podcast is called Almost Fake, right? Almost Fake is the name of the podcast. But the man's name is. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called Almost False. Not Almost Fake, Almost False. The man's name is William Schnoblin, and he wrote a book called Lucifer Dethroned. But this episode is called The Royal Secret. So go to Almost False and then watch the episode called The Royal Secret. Almost False is the name of the podcast, and the episode is called The Royal Secret. Y'all, it's everything we've been studying. And I'm telling you, like, it's, if you're listening and you've been studying, it's, everything makes sense. You hear me? Mind blowing. If you've ever wanted to know how certain things work in leadership and all of that, you have to watch that, okay? Are y'all open to that? And then we'll come back and talk about it. If you're going to be up, can you watch it? Yeah. That's not the last name, though. That's not how it's spelled. It's spelled Schnoebelen. I need to have surgery next month. I've been trying to avoid it because I don't want to depend on meds and won't have to for assistance. Or just pray. It's on Almost False podcast on YouTube. You found it? Almost False. That's the page. And then the episode is called The Royal Secret. Vampires, werewolves, and why they want your children. Yes, thank you. SCH. I'm sorry. SCHNOEBELEN. Yes. Y'all gonna go watch it? Because I'm about to get off here anyway. I didn't plan on staying on this long, but y'all gonna go watch it? Because I think you'll find, especially if you're about to be up, you're going to find it you're going to find it very interesting. Just listen with your ears real good, okay? Please. And we'll talk about it sometime tomorrow or later on today, should I say. Okay. I love y'all. Sleep well. Take notes if you can. If you can't, just listen real good, okay? Please. Okay. All right. I'm glad you got to listen to. All right. I love y'all. Oh, bye, Buddha biscuits. That gives me the same feeling of when Riz calls me I love you too. Thugnificent. Buddha biscuits and Thugnificent give me the same feeling. I don't know why. But they both give me the same feeling. Thugnificent and Buddha biscuits. You hear me? Both of them do. That's so crazy. I'll see y'all later.